The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Window World of Western Mass, a local family business with experienced craftsmen offering skylights, siding, gutters, and doors. WindowWorldOfWesternMA.com. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Eastworks, 4 floors of makers, artists, and entrepreneurs located in the Mill District in Easthampton, where community happens. Learn more at eastworks.com.
Welcome to the Fabulous 413. I'm Khalees Smith.
And I'm Monty Belmonte. It's 411 Day.
Where we celebrate Mary J. Blige and give out lots of extra information. Wait a minute, I don't think that's right.
But we will share some of the folks who'll be joining us for 413 Day, including live music from Vince Thompson of Sylvie's OK, and a Thunderdome in Whoville with Lauren and Miranda of Tip Top Wine Shop.
But the thing is, we're not the only ones celebrating 413 Day, it turns out.
Great minds, as the adage says, and one of those great minds is throwing a fun-filled, locally focused party of their own in Amherst.
It's a squishy capybara butt pack.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
It's super cute.
And yeah, you can pick it off if you want to, but
Why
Why would you
want
pick off
to?
the butt?
Right, don't pick
Again,
off
this
the
is
butt.
super stress relieving, like when you get peach stress balls and it's like,
Squish the butt.
Yeah. Liz Rosenberg from the Toy Box in Amherst. Sorry. We didn't mean to rip you off.
Yeah, that's
Well,
okay.
Yeah, here's the thing. We interview lots of people, like 4 people a day, like 5 days a week. So it's really easy to forget what we know. And what I forgot that we knew is that last year we had you on because your toy store, the Toy Box at Amherst, was celebrating 413 Day on 413. And I realized, did you give me a sticker that says I love the 413?
I did.
Yeah, and then I was like, maybe 4 months ago, I was like, I wonder where that sticker even came from. Because I have it up.
Well, clearly I need to put my store name on things more often.
Yes, branding
yes,
is all that it is.
but also side effects of having ADHD.
Right.
Yeah, we started it. This will actually be our 3rd annual celebration. The first one I couldn't attend because I had COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
But my staff carried it through beautifully. And we're doing similar things and then some new each year. And no, it's not going to be the size of 413 Day that you guys are doing in Easthampton, which sounds amazing. But it's just kind of a nice local time to reflect and look around and see what you see in your own backyard and then what's your bigger backyard like. Look around there. And your show is testament to there's a lot going on in the 413.
That's right. There sure is. And I'm kind of likening it to the George Harrison My Sweet Lord versus the Chiffons She's So Fine situation.
My sweet Lord, he's so fine.
Which he ultimately lost in a court of law and had to pay $500,000 for it to be like, oh yeah, that is the exact same melody as She's So Fine by the Chiffons.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you
Well,
know-
it is a good idea. I'm not going to say it's not
Right.
a good idea because, not because it was mine, but because I kept thinking, why has nobody thought of this yet?
Well, also, I hate to break it to you, it is not yours.
It is
either.
not mine.
No, because 6 years ago, in 2019, State Representative Adam Hines introduced a bill to the Massachusetts State Legislature that says the undersigned, blah, 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 we'll get to the good stuff. Through the general laws that the governor shall annually issue a proclamation setting aside April 13th as 413 Day to promote tourism, economic development, and the unique culture of Western Massachusetts, and recommending that said day be observed in an appropriate manner by the people, which has been enacted and has been done through the governor's office since Adam Hines. And so lo and behold, you also, my sweet lorded his She's So Fine.
My sweet Lord.
I really want to see you. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
I did. And I guess that we're all getting around to branding.
Yeah, that's right. Or we're all
Isn't the brand just Western Massachusetts?
we're all on the same page of like
We
it's
are.
just a cool idea. There are also I also cite, and this is only from last year.
With the
so
4-town addendum in Franklin County?
Yes, right. In addition to that, and this is after your original one, there was an article written by Mary Collins, who, when she heard of us doing 413 Day, said, "Did you read my piece that I wrote in the Gazette and the Recorder and Berkshire
And the
Eagle
Berkshire
and the
Eagle?
Republican
Oh,
last year?"
that's hilarious.
That said, St. Louis, Missouri area code 314 has a yearly event to celebrate their city. Appropriately, it's called 314 Day. I dare say we should have a 413 Day April 13th. So she sent us a nice T-shirt about her 413 day. So we just need to join forces like Voltron on our 413
Well,
days.
that's good. We
next
already
year.
have 2 forces here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
right. And you are going to celebrate 413 day again on 413 day at the store.
On 413, which is why I will not be at your celebration because,
But what time does yours start?
Well, we open on Sundays. We open at 11, so
Perfect.
it'll start at 11. It'll go to 5. And we have a whole lot of activities planned, some of which I can't mention.
Why?
I can't tell you.
'Cause they're surprises. You got to keep them wanting
Oh,
more.
that's true. We also have things that we can't mention. Well, we just don't want to mention. We, I guess, technically could.
Well,
we want to
one-
keep surprises.
We're going to keep some surprises. too.
Okay. Well, some of the things that we are doing, we did get a whole lot of goodies from some 413 manufacturers. And so those are going to be given out.
But those are the things we can't talk about? Or can we?
We can't talk about how they're going to be given out, but we can say that, one of them is Blue Q, which we love.
We love them.
So Blue Q is totally into it and sent us a whole bunch of goodies. So
And Blue Q, if you don't remember, we did right around the holidays this extensive tour of their factory, their Willy Wonka-style swear factory of socks in Pittsfield.
It's
And it was
incredible.
about the
It's
most
so
fun I've
cool.
ever had on a radio interview. So,
Yeah.
so much good. And
For
then-
sure. Is
Yeah.
it hard to find local manufacturers in the toy and game industry?
Blue Q isn't really toy and game, but there's Hasbro, there's the big
Oh,
one.
yes.
yeah.
Hasbro
And-
is technically local.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I'm not going to walk in there and say, hey, got any things for me to give away to celebrate this fabulous day? They would just laugh at me. So the other one I absolutely have to mention that I've probably said on this show before is Cosmic Wimp Out.
Oh, yeah. I love those guys from Cosmic Wimp
Yep.
Out. Tell us about what Cosmic Wimp Out is.
So to me, it's similar to the game of Farkle in that it's kind of like a rummy dice game, only the characters on the dice are kind of way out. So there's flashing beams and sunshines, and if you roll all 10s, it's called a freight train, and it's too many points and you're out of the game. So it's got there's a rule. This is a good one. I used to use this with my kids all the time. You may not have to, but you must rule. And it's kind of like you want to stop, but you can't. You're not allowed to. So it's a little cosmic-y. And
those people had a long connection with the Green River Festival, so they used to like table at the Green River Festival back when it was at Greenfield Community College. And,
well, the gentleman who created it, he actually died last year.
Oh,
2
no,
years
I loved
ago.
him.
But he is the inventor, and he was a UMass student. And his other job, besides being the king of Cosmic Wimp Out, is that he was the tuner for the grand piano at the Fine Arts Center.
Oh.
So the concert grand. So every time they needed it tuned, he was contracted to do so.
Cool.
Cosmic Wimp Out's another local one that has Green River Festival and
Yeah.
connections and is available at 413 Day at the Toy Box in Amherst, starting at 11. A very family-friendly time where you can go even for 2 whole hours and not miss 1 minute of our 413 Day
That's what I
happening
say,
at
you can hit
essentially
both of
the
them.
same time.
Yours goes until what time?
To
Just
4.
1 to 4.
So you
Ours
can
is-
leave ours
ours is-
early and then go back to yours.
Zoom.
Yep.
So what else are we doing on that day? So we have each year we have these coloring pages that are basically a county outlined map of Massachusetts. And then this is one of my favorite parts. We do this each year. It's basically a coloring page or a blank page that shows the entering, like you would say, entering Amherst or entering Easthampton or however, Springfield. It's basically entering the 413. And on these, anybody who is at the toy box can write on it what they love about being in the 413.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love
And at the end of the day, I'll tell you, we hang them all in the window, and it is beautiful to see kids, like 3-year-olds get help to write down their thoughts. And, I always learn a place or two that I've not been to from just reading these.
What are some? Can you remember any of the ones in the years past that people have celebrated, things that they've celebrated and liked that appealed to you through this?
There was some child had written something about the waterfalls and had listed 4 or 5 waterfalls that they used to go to, and I did go to. I cannot recall their names.
Nice.
That were in like northwestern Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
What else? A lot of them are local. A lot of them are talk about places like the Book Mill or the Peace Pagoda.
There's a lot to love around here.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
There is.
We're speaking with Liz Rosenberg from the Toy Box in Amherst, who has for 3 years been celebrating their own 413 Day, and we'll be celebrating it again this Sunday as well.
And next year we'll make a 413 Voltron.
Yeah,
Giant
hopefully,
forces.
yeah. We'll figure out how to
One giant
combine
celebration.
forces.
It'll be on a Monday.
I
Woo!
know.
Yeah,
we
we're
might not
going
do
to
that.
observe.
Or a 411. Maybe.
Oh.
Saturdays are even better than
That's
Sundays.
411. I was just talking to somebody how we used to call 411 for information. She
Absolutely.
was like, "What? What's 411?" I'm like,
oh no.
We'd call the internet.
right?
And also 411, it has to be Mary J. Blige Day. 'cause
Oh, yeah.
She's got the song and the album.
That's true.
What's the 411, huh?
What's the 411?
I got it going on.
Yo, I got it going.
Well, maybe she'll come and
So many
play at it.
days. You ever go on those websites that tell you what day it is for international or national, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Like everything has a day.
Right.
The other thing that we're doing this year that we've not done before is we're doing a 413-a-thon.
Oh.
So starting at 1 o'clock, we're just going to start reading all of our local authored books. So the local authors are not attending, but we are going to read them. One of my favorites that we have this year, I think, I don't know when it was, it must have been last week, I heard you guys talking about on this show, and it was Next Year in the White House.
Oh, yeah, with Rich
yeah.
Michelson.
And it's an amazing book.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not just amazing from the things that you talked about, but the detail in the end, the details in that book about how it came to be and how there is so many similarities between different people's having to escape.
Liberation stories.
And yeah,
And if
thank
you missed that show last week, it was with Rich Michelson, the author, and Eric Lesser, the former senator, who was an Obama aide, who helped to make the first ever Passover Seder happen in the White House in Obama's first term after celebrating it on the campaign trail the year
Yeah.
before. And it is Passover this
And
weekend,
it is
too.
Passover. So if the books have been selling very fast,
Uh-huh.
and I noticed this morning when I went to the store that there was only one left. So if it is still left there, if we still have it, I will read it. And if it is not, then we'll move on to so many others. There's The Yell of Teddy Drake. There are any of the Aaron Becker books that we can just create new stories as we go along, since so many don't have words. Maybe if there's some older kids in the store or younger adults, we can read from The Skunks. That's by Fiona Warnick.
Nice.
So that's just going to be going on and on and on until
And people are just going to read them out loud at the...
it'll probably be me or another staff person.
I love it.
So
We asked 6 of our local author illustrators to come to our event, and all of them couldn't do it. But my dream was to have 2 of the illustrators play Pictionary with teams on stage against each other. But
Look, we got to have dreams for next year.
next year, maybe.
yeah, also artists in Pictionary, they get too detailed.
I know, that would be the fun part of
I
it.
always used to win things with my stick figures, and it was like,
That would be the challenge for them. Can they
Right. Can you just sketch?
mute their talent to the point where we can win at Pictionary?
That's the beauty of both Pictionary and Telestrations.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
Right.
and can I tell you one more thing that we're doing this year?
Absolutely.
please.
Liz
So-
Rosenberg from the Toy Box in Amherst, who's celebrating 413 Day on Sunday starting at 11.
Just you saying it exhausts me.
You have already had to make the Passover Seder the night before, too, and all that.
Passovers, yeah, it's true. It's true. Matzah crumbs will come to the 413 party as well. But this year, because the last 2 years have been successful and have made us really think about the area we live in, this year we are giving back. So 25% of the proceeds for the day will go to the Food Bank of Western Mass, because not only are they, as we all know, amazing at what they do, but we are all in greater need these days.
That's
so
right.
That's what we're adding again this year, the reading and the donation.
Are there things that you've changed about this event that have come from the people that have been there for all 3 years?
Well, nobody's been there for all
Well,
3 years
that-
yet.
For
but yes,
both of the
for the 2
previous
years,
ones.
a lot of the changes come year after year from staff. But I'm trying to think if there's been things. The coloring was surprisingly a great success because it opened it up for the parents to teach the kids all about, it's kind of look at it from a perspective they could understand, from a visual and like physical activity. So that's when we broke it down to not just be the 413 and just the counties, but to have the little towns delineated as well in the drawing. We've learned more, honestly, from just kind of coming up like brainstorming ideas.
Right on.
Liz, you're from New York originally.
I am.
what keeps you in the 413?
Oh,
Running a retail toy store against all the big boxes that are right around the corner there and keep fighting the good fight in this small little corner of the world?
I love the speed of this area.
Or the lack thereof?
The speed, the perfect speed. It's like, if I need a city fix, I'll go to New York, I'll get my fix, and I'll come back, and then I can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that I love the seasons. I love the cultural activities that fill the area, the people. But truly, it's like all around. I think I call it the speed. It's like I can survive at this level of angst and traffic and like I can survive here. So I'll stay here.
Well, once again, I want to apologize for my sweet lording. She's so fine.
And me for my sweet lording everybody else's.
Yeah, we're all.
And thank you, the governor, for making it official.
Yeah, I think it must have been Charlie Baker that did it.
I mean, it just means that it's that good an idea that all of us are like, we should absolutely do this.
Yeah.
And so we are, manifesting those dreams of ours out here in Western Mass.
We'll try to push the lieutenant governor who's coming to your store. She can fill out a coloring page too.
She should.
That's awesome. I want her to write what she likes about the 413.
So do
I'll
we.
put it in the window for all to see.
Liz Rosenberg from the Toy Box in Amherst. Hag Sameach. Happy
Hag Sameach
Passover
to you too.
And have a great 413 day starting at 11 at the Toy Box in Amherst on North Pleasant Street there.
Thank you so much. You have a great one also.
Thanks.
Oh.
There's so many folks excited about Western Mass this weekend. You can check out the details of the Toy Box's 413 event on their website and their Facebook page.
But now to talk more about us, because we're celebrating too this Sunday at City Space in Easthampton. We'll hear live music from Vince Thompson of Sylvie's OK, who'll be joining us on Sunday as well.
And we'll make a crucial decision about the festivities next with the folks at Tip Top Wine Shop.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by the Handle Factory Community Clay Studio in Shelburne Falls, offering youth summer programs and spring adult classes in pottery and sculpture. HandleFactory.com. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by UMass Amherst School of Public Policy. Admissions now open for graduate programs in 2025. Learn how to become a changemaker at umass.edu/SPP.
The Wine Thunderdome has returned to Tip Top Wine Shop in Easthampton, where our friends Miranda Brown and Lauren Clark are going to taste us on 2 wines. But there are consequences to this Thunderdome, I think for the first time ever. Would you like to explain?
Well, it turns out that the winner of this Thunderdome is one that you'll be able to sample if you join us for 413 Day at City Space on Sunday.
Wow. So you, Miranda, have said that whatever one we vote for now, you're going to bring with us so that the general public can taste.
That's exactly right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got here?
We have a battle of the aromatic whites, 2 dry white wines that seem like they could be sweet because they smell a little sweet, but they are not sweet at all, and they are delicious.
And I'm surprised because one of them, looking at the back instead of the front where the pretty things are, says Muscat. And I'm like, that is usually sweet.
And the Muscat one is in the long, slender Riesling bottle. And Riesling is often sweet, but is often very acidic too, and then it counterbalances the sweetness and turns it into, in my opinion, one of the greatest of all wines, if not the greatest.
Riesling runs the gamut.
Yeah, so that's the first one, the Muscat. What's that? Where is that one from? What's the story with that one? It's got a cool car on the front. A Mustang.
Man, that was a tough car, huh? Mustangs, they're tough.
Mustangs are tough.
Teutonic wine.
Moselle Valley and also Alsace wine regions are the inspiration behind this dry Muscat. It's actually from Oregon, Willamette Valley, and the company is called the Teutonic Wine Company.
What about the other one?
We have another one is called Big Salt, and that's also from Oregon, although the vineyards that it gets the grapes from are all over Oregon, so not just the Willamette Valley.
It is Pan-Oregon.
So it's Oregon versus Oregon. One is specifically Willamette with the Muscat, and the Big Salt, which also has a pretty cool label on it, which looks like a great white shark in the ocean.
The Big Salt has a mixture of aromatic grapes, almost half Riesling, a really good healthy amount of Gewürztraminer, and also some Muscat and some Pinot Gris and some other random grapes that they don't divulge.
Aha. Which one, having tasted this one, do you think we should try first?
I think probably just the Muscat. I think we should go for the car.
I feel like we should explain that on the label is a giant classic car.
Yeah, do not drink this in your car. Fabulous 413 does not endorse this.
Oh, yeah, good point. Sorry.
I mean, you can drink it in your car as long as that car is not going anywhere. If you just need to be outside of your house for a second, avoiding your
break
family,
from your family.
Get away from the kids. Sit in the car in your driveway.
drink wine and cry. I identify with this.
Me too. Ooh, dog. It's been a rough couple of lifetimes. This one, a lot of minerality at first.
Yeah,
That's the
surprising.
kind of aromatics that I noticed right away, which I love.
Honeysuckle.
Yep, definitely.
So pretty.
It kind of smells like Muscat gummy, the candy, the Japanese candy.
I don't think I've had those ones.
Surprised you don't carry them here.
I am also surprised I don't carry them here.
What? Last time we were here, we were talking about Munch Madness.
Yes.
The different flavored chips that you carry here from all sorts of different places in the globe, but mostly from the East. What won in Tip Top's Munch Madness 2025?
Bone stew with sour cabbage flavor.
Oh yeah, we tasted that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a sneaker, but it's so good. There's a lot, it's not flashy, but the more you kind of got into it, you were just like, man, there's a lot going on in this chip.
They're like regular Lay's potato chips, but from Taiwan and Korea and other places like that.
乐事严选属种，片片真属薄切。
Oh, that's nice.
I just tasted it for the first time. I definitely get the honeysuckle more when I taste it, but there's nothing sweet about this wine at all.
And it coats the tongue really nicely. It's got a good pinch of acid. That's just clean and lovely.
It's got a little bit of everything. It's got the floral, the fruit, the acid, the mineral, all 4 food groups.
It's like a pizza.
Oh, no.
Legitimately, knowing nothing about nutrition growing up, used to eat pizza thinking it was like a health food because it had pizza with a little veggie on it, like it must be good for you. It hits all the food groups.
Wasn't there like a campaign in like the late 80s, early 90s that encouraged pizza because it
Maybe that's why I did it.
Yeah, they were like, oh, the tomato sauce has vitamin C.
I remember Reagan wanted ketchup to be listed as a vegetable. Yeah.
Well, back in the days of the Reagan administration, there was a big flap over the government's effort to classify ketchup as a vegetable for the purposes of this nation's school lunch program. It didn't work then, but now there's a new fight over pizza.
And now we're where we are. And I feel like, you can probably trace a straight line between those things.
Yeah. Now we have RFK Jr. At least he knows what vegetables are. The rest of the stuff, not quite so sure about.
Yeah, interesting opinions on how brown people feel pain.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
Let me just ask you then, so what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received? What different vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the pollen article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens.
Bless.
Back to the wine.
This is super crushable, and I've had to stop myself from drinking it as quickly as I want to because it's just like, it's so pleasant, and it's got this great, real light acid, and like Laurie was saying, it's super well balanced across all the points. Like, this is real nice.
Yeah, I like the acid a lot, but it also has a nice kind of afterburn, which could be associated with the acid or could be the alcohol, but not as likely with a wine like a Muscat. I'm assuming it's not a high alcohol content, but I do like the finish that goes all the way down the throat. Some wines don't do that.
10.21% alcohol.
Yeah, so it's practically a beer.
It's practically water. Guys, it's a breakfast wine.
Now that you say it, it almost has a mimosa quality to it. Like it's got a little bit of the citrusy thing with the acid. Yeah, it doesn't have the effervescence, but is that really a Mustang on there? What is that? I just wanted to make the quote from The Outsiders where he says, Mustangs, they're tough.
Mustangs, they're tough.
I mean, you could just say that.
Yeah, I just did again.
What about the way that this is made is particularly Alsatian, because this is pretty much the opposite of what I think people think German white is.
I mean, I think it's more the aromatic profile than the sweetness or the dryness. They took this grape that people normally think of as sweet and said, hey, we're going to ferment this completely dry to make a dry white. Very food friendly.
And I think the minerality too, a lot of like the Mosel Rieslings and stuff have like a really good mineral profile too. So the fact that we got minerals and salt like right away, smelling it, that could be what it is. The Teutonic Wine Company's Muscat, Muscat.
Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam.
With a car on the label is one of the two wines that you might be able to taste at 413 Day this Sunday when Tip Top Wine Shop moves from its store here in Easthampton right down the street to City Space, where we'll all be.
I'm excited to hear the Fonz.
Yeah, the Fonz.
I made a request, and they were kind enough to put it in the set, I think.
Oh, cool. LaFon, Sylvie's okay, Aaron McKeown.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great lineup.
The Lieutenant Governor. She's going to sit in with the Fonz.
No, she isn't. Is she?
No. Wouldn't that be cool, though?
really excited.
We could ask her.
I mean, we were at some point like proposing a not my job sort of thing, and it would be kind of hilarious. This is what we should do for the next one: is like get more bands and pair all of our guests with one of the bands.
I would love that. Emily Brewster, our word nerd from Merriam-Webster, is in bands and has been in bands. So we were like, do you want to come and sing, or do you want to come and word nerd? And she was like, why don't I word nerd instead? Okay, we're on to number 2. What's this one again?
Big Salt from Ovum Wine Company.
Also in Oregon. Ironically, not as much salt on the nose right away as I had on the first one, but
No, maybe like orange. It might give me a little orange blossom.
Orange blossom.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely more floral than the other one. Oh, this is going to be a hard choice.
I know.
I love salt so much that it's like, how could I vote against something that has salt written on its label? I put salt on everything.
So the salt sort of goes into the way this wine is intended to be, which is supposed to be a day at the beach in a bottle.
Let me imagine. I'm at the beach coma. I can't wait. I'm actually reading local author from Amherst, Catherine Newman's book called Sandwich, about being on the Cape. It's really putting me on the Cape mood right now. That book is heartbreaking and hilarious. And Catherine Newman, you need to come back on the show. I keep forgetting. What are you up to? You used to come on my show all the time before.
She can't come back if she's never been on the new show.
She has been one time when I did the cold polar plunge. She was on the...
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're a and don't go in at all. And then give me a f***ing break.
Well, I guess I'm going in then.
You sure are.
I didn't go do that with you.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous thing for me.
Yes. It's a dangerous thing for me, too. I recommend not doing it. But hey, if you love it...
Yeah, but when you get out of the water, you're not going to have an asthma attack.
No, that's true.
There's a little salt on it, but like it's fruitier than the other ones somehow, but not as much acid, a little bit more minerally.
Yeah.
Yeah, saltier finish, I think, on this one.
Yeah, perhaps.
But not as big as the label led me to believe.
Exactly.
This is just salt, not big salt.
Big salt, better known as MSG. The best of all
Best
salts.
of all salts.
It's a delicious salt.
Yeah.
One of the tasting notes for this wine is aloe vera.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally get that.
I get it too, right away, yeah. Not that I've eaten a lot of aloe vera, but
They have aloe vera juice at Trans World Market.
love Trans World Market.
And you can buy leaves of aloe to do other things with if you juice it yourself or if you want to make desserts with it like you do.
Does one do that?
You can do it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
What does aloe vera taste like?
This wine. And also, if you burn yourself, you pour this wine right on
Does
it.
it have a gross? I feel like the texture of aloe vera it would be upsetting and okra-like.
No, it's not slimy. Like it's got gel that comes out, like it's juice, but the flesh itself is more coconut-esque, like coconut meat, kind of.
Well, Khalees likes to go back and forth.
I do. We have to go if we don't figure out how air affects it, because air is that other quality of like drinking wine. Oxygen changes things. Then how will we know what we actually like?
And this is an important decision because this decision in this Thunderdome has real consequences because
The whole world.
our listeners are
All
going
Western Mass.
to be able to listen to what we said and see if they think it's true for one or the other of these wines.
And if they disagree with us, then they can come back to Tip Top and get the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they can just yell at us in person on Sunday.
Don't encourage that. All the sober people are just going to come and yell at us. Oh, it's even more Melanie on the way back, but also a little
It's so
funky.
Melanie, it's got a brand new pair of roller skates.
I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
Anyhow, Anyhow, I was saying it's got a little bit of funk now. Just a little bit.
Yeah, the melon and the funk. I'm picking that up. Yeah. Second time around. Yeah.
You know what I love? Melon and funk.
Like Melanie Funk, do I know that band?
I think I saw them downstairs Pearl Street.
I mean,
97.
You saw them at the Flywheel in the old space.
I'm back in town. You don't look so happy 'cause I'm back in town.
Got a little bit more body on the way back.
It does.
Muscat is gonna go and like rob a bank. It's got a plan and a whole team put together. It's about to have a Soderbergh like cutscene.
How did you get by the laser field in the Great Hall?
Aha, the laser fields.
Back to the Big Salt. Big Salt's got a big hill to climb over this Muscat right now.
I don't know. Everybody's pretty.
In their own way.
I get the salt the second time around. A little more salt on the Big Salt.
That fruit stopped being orangey and started being apricot-y on the second pass.
Yeah, definitely softer, a little bit sweeter of a fruit.
Oh yeah, definitely salt on the second pass, and almost effervescence on the second pass too. Oh no!
You're also going to bring a red.
Yes.
So we're tasting for the white. Do you already know what red wine you're going to bring yet?
Sure don't.
All right. Well, we're not going to double Thunderdome.
We can't give them all of the information before we go there. Some of it's got to be a surprise.
A teaser. You got to come over.
Yeah, this is enough of a teaser.
Well, I'll put this teaser out there too. Mr. Universe, Hampshire College astronomer Dr. Salman Hamid, when he's on stage with us, we've already commandeered April 13th as 413 Day for Western Mass as a holiday. We're going to commandeer something much, much larger to celebrate the 413.
What does that mean?
Well, you'll have to come on Sunday to find out. Lauren's with the customers right now. We're going to have to figure out where we're going to vote. But hopefully there'll be at least a customer in here left when we vote, in case we need the tiebreaker. Unless the mayor shows up again and breaks the tie like she did.
Yeah, she showed up.
Easthampton Mayor Nicole LaChapelle, you're like minutes too late to be our tiebreaker.
Let's recreate the test. I'm up for it.
We already finished the bottles.
What? Two?
We ruined it.
That's the media for you. That's
Fake
the
news.
Media. Fake news.
Mayor will be there on Sunday too. Okay, anybody ready to vote? Miranda Brown from Tip Top Wine Shop, Easthampton, who's going to be coming to 413 Day on Sunday at City Space in Easthampton, just down the street.
I think because we're drinking this without food, my choice is the Muscat. And I think if I were eating food, that would be a different choice. Because I feel like the salt in the Big Salt, I feel like the Big Salt's a better food wine, although the Muscat is really good with Southeast Asian food.
Oh yeah, anything spicy that Muscat's going to go great with. The Big Salt could go with something, say, like beef bone broth and cabbage potato chips.
For example, yeah.
乐事薯片，薄脆纯正，真美味。
But as of this moment right now, the Muscat's getting my vote.
2 for the Muscat.
Oh, we have 2 for the Muscat?
Yep, that was me. That was my vote.
That was him low-key getting in.
I could, yeah. When you compare the two of them together, and it really has to do with level of either acidity or sweetness, but in this case, I think maybe sweetness. The Muscat is a tad sweeter, and it bullies the Big Salt down in a way. So it's what lingers in my mouth more, and by the dint of that, it's the winner.
The irony being that I feel the opposite. I think that the Big Salt got a little bit sweeter and a little bit more minerally, and it started being effervescent in my mouth. So I'm a Big Salt.
Okay. 2 for the Muscat, 1 for the Big Salt. Lauren Clark.
It's okay if I'm alone.
It's really tough. It's really close, but I am enjoying the Muscat.
Well, then guess what's coming to 413 Day?
They're both really good. This was a really hard decision, but I liked all the things that started happening with the Big Salt. It started playing a lot. Oh, this is so cool. They're both great.
Yeah, they are both great.
Because now you get to taste one of them. Just like we did.
You missed it because you were checking a customer out, Miranda.
What happened?
Hey, what happened?
I can't do my work.
I can't do my work.
I'm on a real red wagon.
I got a real red wagon.
My family, my son, first of all, it's from A Mighty Wind. My son has a work playlist with a picture of Fred on it saying, I can't do my work. Yes. God, I love that so much. But anyway, the Muscat one.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm not mad about that because they're both great.
Yes, they are both great.
Yes, we're all winners here today at Tip Top Wine Shop.
I don't think so.
Tee that right up.
And I believe I was the first one to use the phrase, I don't think so. But it only lasted a year, and that's good because that's how you establish a cult.
God, I love that movie. You too can hang out with the fantastic folks of Tip Top Wine Shop this Sunday at 413 Day at City Space from 1 to 4.
Which is also one of the places you can catch our next guest, Vince Thompson from Sylvie's OK, who joins us for Live Music Friday.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Real Pickles, a worker-owned cooperative in Greenfield, producing organic fermented vegetables sourced from Northeast farms. More information at realpickles.com. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Northeast Solar, helping customers make the switch to solar for savings, energy security, and tax incentives. Learn more at northeast-solar.com.
Welcome back to the Fabulous 413. It's Live Music Friday, and we figured that we'd give you a little bit of a 413 Day teaser by sharing with you one of the musical guests that will be part of the festivities.
We're joined by Vince Thompson of the band Sylvie's OK. Raised on a cattle ranch in the high desert before moving to Boston and eventually Western Massachusetts, Sylvie's OK is a return to his roots of blasting pop country through the AM radio of a tractor.
Since birthing the project in 2023, Thompson has shared the stage with artists such as Brendan Weddle, Olive Klug, Dean Johnson, Mal Devisa, and Amelia Cry Till I Die. Sylvie's demo EP, Grit and Bear It, was released in April 2024.
And next week, you'll have two opportunities to catch him at City Space. One is with us for Fabulous 413 Day. Well, it's just 413 Day. And then on April 17th as part of another show.
Yeah, hi. We'll be playing at City Space with Brennan Weddle.
Weddle. Are you going to just stay there from 413 Day until 417 Day?
Yeah, camping out.
I know. You're already set up.
They do have a lot of space in the back, and
Yeah.
they definitely have like some of those fold-out cushions for when it used to also be like a preschool, like after-school space.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like just...
Well, don't tell everyone my
I'm
secrets.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Vince. And let's start out with a song.
Thank you. The song's called Whiskey Neat.
Ain't it funny how it goes? Seasons change, but I never grow. I'm still just that kid in my mind, stuck in the wrong place, wrong Daddy's got a heavy hand, takes his whiskey neat. Mama's got a real good plan, she'll take it out on me. Mama's got a heavy hand, she's saving it for me. Daddy's got a real good plan, he'll take his whiskey name. Mama's got a heavy hand, she's saving it for me. Daddy's got a real good plan, he'll pour one out for me. Daddy's got a heavy hand, takes his whiskey name. Mama's got a real good plan, never plans to leave. never grow. I'm still just that kid in my mind, stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Amazing, powerful stuff. That is Vince Thompson of the band Sylvie's Okay, who is playing not only at City Space at a show on April 17th, but also for free with us as part of 413 Day this Sunday.
What's funny, well, not funny, but interesting is that like my bandmate, Lynn Simons, saw you play somewhere and came to band practice and was like, I saw this amazing band, Sylvie's Okay. I don't know where they came from, but it was like, it blew me away. And then I got to see you at Fresh Grass and I understood. But what's changed about your songwriting in your transcontinental move?
Whoa. Okay. What's changed about from Western?
From when you were in the Southwest to coming to the Northeast. Like, has anything changed about your songwriting in that move?
Well, I moved to Massachusetts for college almost 10 years ago. So I would say the music I was writing when I was in high school before I moved here shouldn't be shared. So a lot's changed, I would say. But like my sound has actually really changed a lot over the last 2 years since I started this new project, Sylvie's Okay. I feel like I wrote this song called Butch Believer, and when I wrote that song, it kind of changed everything. At first, I was like, I'm writing pop country music? Like, what? But I feel like I kind of, really, it, hit home in a way, and I was like, I'm kind of good at this.
Tell us about the name Sylvie's Okay.
Yeah, I grew up cattle ranch, middle of nowhere, Oregon, and there were a lot of rivers around there, and I was, trying to, come up for a name for the project with, some connection to home and, growing up, trying to reconnect, because I, moved away, but I also, emotionally moved away from home, I think.
Yes.
So I was, trying to reconnect, and there's, a lot of family names that I was trying to, figure out, and I finally, Sylvie's River is near Burns, Oregon, which is the nearest town to where I grew up, and I put that into a band name generator 100 times, just over and over and over. And then Sylvie's Okay popped up, and I was like, huh, that kind of to me, it kind of feels like I'm saying I'm okay, you know, after many years of really not being okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that better than my idea, which was going to be that oh, Sylvie's okay. That's okay for a name.
That's,
Wow.
It's more healing the way that you you've approached it.
Very.
Yeah. Well, why don't we take a break and come back and hear more from Vince Thompson of Sylvie's Okay, who is going to be playing at City Space twice this coming week in Easthampton.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
Gets me hard, I can't get enough. God, you make me nervous.
Welcome back to the Fabulous 413. It's Live Music Friday and a teaser for our 413 Day, which is happening this Sunday at City Space in Easthampton for free from 1 to 4 with all sorts of great music, including our guest, Vince Thompson from the band Sylvie's Okay.
What do you like about playing festivals, or do you like playing festivals?
Well, I'm playing Green River Fest this year, which
Yeah,
I'm really
very
excited
exciting.
about. I'm freaking out about that. This will actually only be my second festival, which I think makes sense for
and that's alarmingly good cred that Fresh Grass was your first festival.
Right, where we saw you there, yeah.
I started the project. It hasn't even been 2 years since the name Sylvie's Okay started, so I think I'm chugging along. But I love being in a space like that, like Fresh Grass, maybe 3 people there would have ever stumbled upon me at that point in where I was at in my career. It was brand new faces, which is really fun. They're not coming to see me, they're there to see all the headliners, and they're oh, who's this guy?
Right, so cool. You mentioned when you were talking about writing a particular song that you're I'm writing pop country now. Is that not what you were writing before? and tell us what you were writing before, and then what kind of led you into this whole. I don't think of it as pop country. It sounds like what we call alt country.
Yeah,
you remind me of
that's
so
what I was
many of
thinking.
my favorite alt country singer-songwriters, like very, very intense, beautiful, wonderful songwriters.
And I think I saw about you written somewhere that it's considered cowgaze.
I love that.
I love that. I did not know that anyone was using. I love that because I heard someone this Clover County, I believe, is their name. Really great artist, but she describes her music as bootsgazy and cowgaze. I was like, I
better.
like bootsgazy, but cowgaze is. I might have to steal that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. I was making like really terribly depressing emo like singer-songwriter music before. It would get a little heavy, and like I haven't like abandoned that. It just has like really, I feel like, aged with me to now I've aged into like circling back to the inspiration of pop country to create alt country.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the natural progression, I think, into the emo or punk rock, sometimes into the country. And I love it. It's my happy spot. Well, let's tell everybody, apart from 413 Day, which you're going to hear ad nauseum about, continued on these airways, we have some awesome stuff happening next week on the show as well. We will speak to an art curator who is currently incarcerated in North Carolina about an exhibit coming to the Wisteria-Hearst in Holyoke.
We'll hear about the state of the cannabis industry in the Bay State with the commissioner, Bruce Stebbins.
And we'll have singer-songwriter David Wilcox on the air with us next week, amongst many other things.
Many other musicians.
We'll leave you with more music from one of our performers for 413 Day, who will also be performing later that week at City Space in Easthampton. It's Vince Thompson of Sylvie's OK.
When you left, I knew exactly what to do. I got $100 bill, and the next thing I knew, I was sitting in the chair with the stencil on my arm, a needle stitching up the tears in my broken heart. I think you know better than I do that it's a lie, but I have to try to believe it. And when she came, stood on that stage and sang those lines, I couldn't meet your eyes. I wanna be fine with the time and happy to have had you at home. So I got this tattoo, some kind of lie I'm trying to prove. Only a fool would think it's true that I am over you. Well, I'd believe my blood runs blue till it pours out of his heart. I can't deceive. With this tattoo on my sleeve. If I thought there was a chance and I asked you for one more dance, I'd waste another year mining for gold where it doesn't exist. If I asked a stupid question like I hadn't learned my lesson, would you say you're scared? Or that you just don't care? Some messed up part of me believes if I keep chasing this dream, you could possibly be the person I really need. I wake up every day and thank God, what a waste of my breath and my for love I rarely saw in your eyes. Still, you're always on my mind. So I got this tattoo. Some kind of lie I'm trying to prove. Only a fool would think it's true that I am over you. Well, I'm a fool, guess my blood runs blue till it pours out of this heart I can't deceive. Yeah, I got this tattoo. Some kind of lie I'm trying to prove. Only a fool would think it's true that I am over you. Hell, I'd believe my blood runs blue till it pours out of this heart I can't deceive. With this tattoo on my...
Sylvie's OK's Vince Thompson playing at 413 Day this
I'm so
Sunday. Thank you so much for playing for Live Music Friday with us, and we'll see you all on Sunday in Easthampton.
Yay!